Good morning, kings and queens. How are you today? I'm up bright and early. It's 5 a.m. over here in the Hudson Valley, New York. Okay. My name's Rob. This is a first video like this I'm doing on this channel. I am a Melchizedek. I am also an occult instructor. I have also taught sacred geometry at Alex Gray's The Chapel of Sacred Mirrors. Like many of you, I have uh, I have several oddball psychic abilities that I was born with. Everybody's niche is kind of unique to them. A couple of the things I got going on. I am very highly empathic. I am like a sponge when I go out in public, and I'm a very high frequency individual, so I also put out a lot of energy that people pick up. I'm also very highly claircognizant. I have a very high IQ. My mind very much works like a supercomputer. I have premonitions, dreams and stuff that come true, yada yada yada. But I specialize in intuitive alchemy, psychological shadow work. Okay, so if you are interested in a private reading, in some private, let's say, spiritual counseling, I will put up some contact information, and I have a lot of ideas coming in moment by moment as to what I'd like to do with this project. So if you're just tuning in now, welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to getting to know each other on this journey. Okay, so this is a brand new deck. I just got it last night at one of these traveling Buddha stores. Okay, check it out. This is what I'm working off of today. The Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Okay. I haven't used the deck in a few years, so bear with me here. Okay. I'm good at what I do, but I'm a little rusty. So so I got 6 cards out here. Okay. We're definitely talking to some up and coming entrepreneurs in the community here. So I'm going to read a little bit about what each card is about, just to help myself out, to help you out, and to also give props to the creator of this deck. Okay, so the first card we're dealing with here in the, if you want to say, the situation end, okay, is the Dove Spirit. Okay. On the bottom, we have Be Peace. All right, so, yep, there it is. So, with her peaceful cooing, the gentle dove spirit invites you to embrace the energy of peace and allow compassion to warm your heart. You always have the power to generate peace within you, and the appearance of dove spirit is a reminder that today, every day, is a good day to meditate, to quiet any turbulence within you as you embody tranquility above, below, and all around you. Much may be happening to distract you, but you're called to engage with the heart of a peacemaker, asking yourself, what would peace do? Can you agree to disagree? The peace you seek rises within and spreads out into the world as Spirit sends her messenger to remind you of the beauty of a harmonious existence with all that is. How beautiful and powerful is your compassionate heart. And then in the protection message, it's talking about however disturbed the waters are around you, however troubled your heart, Dove Spirit is there to remind you that peace without begins with peace within, as you reconnect with Spirit through practices that awaken you from spiritual amnesia. Your true nature is a peaceful child of Spirit, but how easily you forget. You're being invited to sit in the cozy, safe nest of Spirit. Soon the waters will become still, and you will feel peace again. Be compassionate with yourself at this time, for all of us can forget that peace is always at hand, always there, gifted to us by Spirit, etc., etc. So what I'm picking up here, okay, is we just got out of a retrograde. Right? So things have been very turbulent over the last couple of weeks for a lot of people. Right? A lot of times when these retrogrades happen, careers wind up falling apart, relationships wind up falling apart, or exes from past relationships wind up coming back. Okay, but this is definitely looking at the spread. We're definitely looking at some kind of a career situation. So most likely, whatever the last position you were involved in. Okay, I'm sensing. You were mostly like the black sheep of the crew. No matter how hard you worked, no matter how nice you tried to be, you just didn't fit in. Probably a lot of people gossiping about you, a lot of drama, a lot of backstabbing, and you just felt out of place, that wasn't what you were meant to be doing, and you're most likely still hanging on to some mixed emotions about that, little anxiety, a little resentment, right? And if you're finding yourself without work right now, the feeling of uncertainty can be very, very settling, or unsettling, excuse me. But, as we move forward in this reading, we're gonna see about how to deal with this, and right, and in this action section, right, we got a skunkle. All right, card 54. See, skunk spirit. Know your worth. Know your worth. Right. So go over to the skunk. Get a little skunk update. There you go. Skunks actually make very good pets, so I've heard, if you de-skunk their butts. All right. What do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? Skunk Spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high, knowing that when you express your integrity, others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are. If your reputation precedes you, good. Protection message. Not everyone will appreciate you. Many people have issues of their own to address, and you may trigger something in them, but if so, no matter. Skunk Spirit calls you to be fully yourself without apology, etc., etc. So yes, as I was saying in the previous workplace, okay, you probably found yourself, picking up extra slack, doing overtime, right, doing other people's work, right. You probably weren't getting paid enough, and there, people trying to get you written up, talking about you behind your back, that kind of backbiting kind of stuff, right? It's a very important time when you're in this transition period, right? Between two careers, you're stepping on this new path. Okay, it's all right. It's very important in this space and time with everything that you've been dealing with. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, that try not to take the way people treat you. The things that they say to you. The person they tried to make you believe you were at that last position. You got to let that shit go. Okay, I'm finding nowadays one of the most important things, especially when it comes to manifesting, right? Because at the end of the day, we are all virtual reality projectors in this matrix that we find ourselves in, and everything that you think, the things that you speak, that you feel, that you do, we're always creating karma, putting ripples out, and they're coming back, right? You're literally creating the simulation around you, moment by moment. Okay, so if you feed in to the opinions of others. If you start believing that you're this person that they make you out to be, you just keep sort of creating similar situations, and this is not good. So, the first card we're talking about, be peace. Okay, and this is very much encouraging you at this time to sort of get off the grid, get out of the hustle and bustle of life, right? Stay out of the mall, stay out of public places. Get in private, go to the park. Sit down and meditate. Really, really, really meditate. Okay, and tell yourself that I did my best. I did my best. I know in my gut I worked everyone under the table. I was working circles around everybody, and I deserved more money. I deserved a better position. I deserved people to appreciate the value that I handed to that business at the end of the day. And whatever situation I step into in the future, I'm going to, I like to say, demand self-respect, but that's not really a good terminology. Just make sure that whatever you fall into next, it's something that's more in tune with where you find yourself at this juncture of your life. Does that make sense? And in a polite, sort of humble but like stern way, make sure that you're not putting up with the same kind of nonsense and disrespect that you put up with in the last situation. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So now, in our sort of end results section here, we're looking at the electric eel spirit. It's saying bringing your ideas to life. This is why this is leaning more towards the entrepreneur section here. All right. So here we go. Well, where'd you go? Okay. There we go. Seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of electric eel spirit appears to awaken you to a big idea that you're meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to you right now, so celebrate. Your life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises in you, electrifying you so that you can't wait to get started to bring your idea to life. Fast forward, protection message. Ideas need to percolate as they rarely download in detailed form. Have you too quickly dismiss an epiphany because you couldn't see where it might lead you? Maybe your big idea is taking more time to take shape than you expected. If you can bring it up, commit to transformation and learning. Okay. Well. So you're most likely, especially if you're finding yourself gravitating toward this kind of material, you're most likely kind of over getting sick of the typical rat race kind of shit. Right? The world is getting very crazy. Things are changing so rapidly. Things are so expensive. Everything's getting so, technologically fancy. And, people that are drawn to this kind of material, it's like there's two different people in the world now. There are people that are going in this direction to the left, and they're kind of getting sucked into that like beast system kind of stuff, right? And then there's people that are feeling intuitively that it's time to go off in this other direction and kind of go like back to our like ancestral roots, right? So when you're in these meditation sessions, you're going for like a walk around the lake in the park and out in nature or whatever, you're having these like flash of ideas, here and there, and you're sort of visualizing where you could be and what you could be doing in the future. But you don't have like a complete picture yet. But you want to do something for yourself. Number one, you're doing it for yourself. At the end of the day, you're not making like 90% of the money like for an employer. And two, you want something that's gonna more so be in line with your spirit. You don't want to be like a cashier at a gas station or something, right? You're trying to find something bigger at this point in your life. right? Which takes us down to the stag spirit. Take the lead. Right? And this is definitely an auspicious reading. Okay, I'm telling you. I've been having so many crazy serendipities and synchronicities happening over the last few weeks. I've been manifesting stuff like that. You got this bee spirit card here. There's literally a bee that's stuck in my apartment right now that's overhead in this light fixture. He's just bouncing around like playing bumper cars or something. It's definitely what we're talking about. We're talking about entrepreneurship here, right? Yeah, taking the lead. Right, 58. Yeah. Whether or not you have Whether or not you've set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call to be sure, strong, and compassionate. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on the responsibilities that are yours now and model integrity in all that you do and in all of your relationships. What's the protection message? Others may not be as far along as you on your journey. Stag Spirit appears in the protection position. You are called to be compassionate and patient as you find yourself leading the way. Okay, so this could signify that wherever you wind up next, okay, you could be jumping into some kind of leadership role. You might have been implying for like team lead or a manager type position, something like that. Okay, so that very well could be what this meant. But like I said, I'm leaning more toward self-employed with this reading. Okay, and this very much aligns with the skunk spirit card, which in turn in this process could also revert to also leading you to find more peace in your day-to-day life. But yeah, taking the lead. Now this makes me think, if I think you're at a point in your life where you're leveling up, where in the past you're okay with sort of just being a follower, just keeping your eyes to the floor and staying under the radar, right? And just kind of just following direction, monkey see, monkey do. But after everything you've been through, all the shadow work that you've done, all the shifts going on lately, maybe you got yourself back into the gym, you're on a better diet, you're feeling stronger, brighter, more awake. Okay, so this is a time to trust your intuition, trust the ideas that are coming, maybe even come up with a vision board, right? As like per the law of attraction, write all these ideas down, where you see yourself in 3 years, in 5 years, in 8 years. Some ideas about how you're going to get there. Stick that up on your wall and like reread it like back to yourself every day. Assertively, okay, and be confident in the decisions that you're making, and whatever you wind up doing it knowing that you're the best at what you do at the end of the day, and people will pick up on this energy, and you'll essentially wind up making more money with it. You'll be more successful of whatever venture you're taking. And in the skunk section, knowing your worth. See, yeah, the the more I do this, I don't really think I need to pick up the book anymore. But see, elephant spirit. See, learning from the past. Right. So, and definitely, a throwback to your past work situation, but not even with just work. Moving ahead here, I want you to think about your life in general. Like they say, like when you die, your whole life flashes before your eyes, right? Think about every job you've had, right? Every every romantic situation that you've been involved with, okay? Every person that you've lived with, every friendship you've had. This is a great time. This is the perfect time, okay, to go over all of these connections and experiences and think about how far you've come. Think about what you've learned, the positives and the negatives. Think about what you're good at, what you're bad at. Think about the mistakes that you've made that have hindered you until this point, and let this be the day that you nip those bad habits in the bud, right? And you make like a vow, you make a promise to your higher self, your inner child, that you know what, I was young, I was growing, I was learning, and I appreciate the experiences, but you know what? Today I'm a new warrior, right? I'm gonna charge forward, and I'm gonna get this shit done, right? Um, right, next we got dog spirit, being loyal to what you love. In that comment with, or in that, yeah, excuse me, column with the electric eel spirit about bringing your ideas to life. Arroo. Well, I think Gary Vaynerchuk a few years back said, I think, well, a few people have said something like this before, right? But yeah, whatever you love to do, whatever your hobbies, passions are, you know, that is what you should be doing, like 24/7 and 150%. And they say if you're doing what you love, you never work a day in your life, right? So this is not saying that you don't need something practical that brings in an income and at the end of the day pays your rent and puts food in your refrigerator. But having said that, um, how much of your free time nowadays is being spent in front of the television set, just watching dumbass horror movies on Netflix? How much time do you spend on your Xbox or your PlayStation just pew 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 pew? This stuff does absolutely nothing for you spiritually, and really all it is a just a bad distraction and just a waste of fucking time, right? So when you're not at work, if you're not at the gym, you should be exercising overall, just for mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, right? Use your free time to be working on this business idea. Okay, watch documentaries, read books, join some Facebook groups, and start networking with people. So this is how manifestation works, as far as like occult magic. You can have all the intentions in the world, but if you just go, rent paid, rent paid, right? The rent isn't just going to appear in your mailbox. Like, it doesn't work like that, and spirit is only going to meet you halfway. So if you set these prayers and intentions, and it'll start cooking up a little bit. Maybe you'll start seeing some triple numbers here and there, and just some little odd serendipities and stuff. But if you don't put in the extra work, these things aren't going to start crystallizing in front of you. Okay. Now we're to the bee. We're over to the bee, and I'm gonna look this one up because, like I said, this one was weird because I got that bee buzzing around my light in front of me, so I want to know what this one says. Bee. Save the bees. Where's the bee? Well, the bee is a long one. Sweet results await. The other turning Winnie the Pooh into a horror movie. Oh God, I'm so destroying my childhood. Anyway, the bee's spirit message is that sweet rewards are on the way if you are willing to get your ego out of the way and immerse yourself in the connected energy of all things. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being a separate self get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing a lot up there, in exquisite harmony with all. Bee spirit asks that your focus being on Connectivity. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you're part of a greater unified consciousness. Oh, this is getting good. All right. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitation to spirit-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee, enjoying the gifts of bee spirit. Fully in alignment with your highest expression of yourself, your heart opens and creativity rushes through you seemingly without effort as you experience that nothing feels like work. See, you do what you love, right? You don't work a day in your life. I was just saying that. Seems flying by quickly. As the hive supports you in the making of honey, do you feel the presence of your helpers in the hidden realms adding their energy to your creations? Magical results are taking form and will be sweeter than you expect. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that you are part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe. Yeah. Okay, so protection message. When Bee Spirit comes as your protector, she asks you to be very honest with yourself. Do you want to taste the sweet honey others have been making, but you believe is unattainable for you? All right. Do you wonder how others ended up with so much magical honey when you seem to have none? Have you bought into the illusion of separation and become convinced that you can't have what others in the hive enjoy? Do you separate from the hive to do it all on your own? Okay. Take the leaves, sweet results. Okay. Now, it started talking about the ego, right? Okay. So there are many common misconceptions and myths about what the ego is, and that's this is a whole. I could write a book on this and like what the ego is, and there's 20 more videos that I could do on it. Okay. All right. So, okay, this is talking about limiting beliefs, fear. Okay, buying into the illusion that you are this singular, disconnected being from all other things, which is more of like a Luciferian perspective. Let's see. All right. So when you're in your meditation and you're going into manifesting this stuff, I want you to be hyper aware of the background noise in your head. Okay. So most people walking around nowadays, as far as their consciousness goes, they're asleep. They daydream a lot, and the ego is part of it. Is this voice that's like this babbling toddler that just goes on and on all fucking day, right? And it loves to throw images up in your mind like a movie, like on repeat. And it's a lot of the things that you're afraid of, right? Things that you believe you can't do, that you can't accomplish. Like a personal business venture, you may think you don't have enough capital, not enough resources, not enough money, not enough time. So stuff like this, if you keep feeding in to stuff like that, if you let that kind of thinking just run rampant, then these are the kind of things that you're going to manifest in your experience. But if you work, you work harder on having faith, you meditate more, you put that in a consistent routine, and your mind gets calmer and calmer and calmer. And then you use the mind sort of as a tool instead of letting the mind using you. And this is also where manifestation comes into play. And you start saying, positive things about your experience. I have enough money. I have enough time. I have enough capital. Clients are coming to me. I'm going to be successful. I am. And then those are the things that you start bringing in. Okay. And just remembering that you're not this one singular disconnected being, right? That's ego talking. You are one with all things in creation. There's one spirit that animates and binds all things, and you have your ancestors, right? In your DNA, in your inner spirit realm, your angels, right? Your inner father, your inner mother, your Christ. If you call on them, they will help you with this process. Okay. Next we have, see, Hawk Spirit, letting Spirit be your guide. It's like what I was just saying. So it's really good to, stay grounded in the present moment, right? Don't let your ego run away with you, right? And the more you practice just letting go of fear and trusting that the Creator has your best interest in mind, not looking too far ahead into the future, like trying to micromanage like every single little thing. Just worry about now, worry about today as much as you could get done today, and then before you know it, Spirit's just going to be taking care of all the little details, and it's just going to kind of happen, right? And finally, perfect to round this all up, Rhino Spirit. I'm just a curious little rhino. Overcome any obstacle, and this ultimately what the outcome is here. Okay, it's testifying to everything I was just talking about. All the other cards, right? Learning from your past mistakes, right? Finding peace and meditating, right? Just mulling over all your ideas and just letting Spirit's advice come, as far as how you're supposed to move forward, right? Stepping into a leadership position, yeah. No matter what setbacks most likely will, they always do come. Don't get discouraged. Don't stop talking to Spirit, right? Just keep your chin up, just roll with the punches. And I'm seeing a lot of good stuff in your future. You definitely got money coming in. Just stick to it. Okay, just stick to it. And if you follow my advice, it doesn't take nearly as long as you think. These things literally start happening in a matter of like a couple weeks. All right. All right. So, all right. Like I said, I'm just getting started. I'll get some contact info together. I'm gonna put like a Cash App together, because I'll most of what I do, I'm gonna try to just like operate on like donations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not by all means greedy, but I'm offering my services, I'm offering my energy, and things are really expensive nowadays. And I'm a single guy, I live by myself. I got stuff to pay for, so we'll figure all this out in the future. But I hope this reading helped you. Okay, thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe, share, tell your friends, right? And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or whenever. I'll figure out some kind of schedule. I love you. Deuces.